Katie from mygoto-hamiltoncountyin.c. We're here at the Taylor Center to look at the excavation sites and see what they found of some prehistoric eras. Let's go inside and check out some of the artifact and potential layouts for what they're looking at right now with towns and stuff. Then we'll talk to Dr. Bob McCullough about his project and talk to some of the students here that are involved with this.
My name's Karen Anderson, and this is Strawtown Kotewi Park. Kotewi is a Miami Indian word that means prairie. It's one of the main features of the park, but in addition to that we have a lot of archaeology as well. If you take a look at this picture, this is a picture that we use as a model for some of the villages that were out here. We have 2 palisaded villages on our property, and this one, which we call the Strawtown Enclosure, again this one was a village called Pomiak that was in South Carolina when the very first English settlers came. So the picture that you're seeing here is a watercolor drawn by a guy named John White in about the 1580s. If you look around the outside, it's very much a model for our village here because of the palisade around the outside of the village. It's circular in structure, houses along an outside ring, a central plaza area that was kept clean and pretty much devoid of artifacts. So when we go out, we see the house structures, what's left of them in the ground, storage pits, hearths, trash pits and things like that are all along the outside edge. We are not sure where the opening was to our village. It could have been obliterated by the farmyard that used to be there. But houses would have looked very similar. This picture shows the house is covered by cane mats, woven cane mats. It's the summertime picture that people have very little clothing on. In the wintertime it would have been covered up with bark, so they would be able to roll these cane mats up and let a breeze come through.
We had started over the last 3 years here in the enclosure at Strawtown, Kotewi Park, and we're tracing out a pre-contact house structure that dates probably 800 years ago. And we're following these post molds out and defining their extent and trying to make a reconstruction at some point out here in the park of what their houses would look like 800 years ago.
If you'd like to take a look over here, you're going to see it's very shallow where the farmyard area was, and then as we come around here in front of us, it gets a little bit deeper and deeper until we get over on this other side. You can see it much more clearly as it heads around to the north past the excavation. This is where the excavation will be during Archaeology Month, and people will get to participate in the screening process out here, as you can see the college students doing there earlier. The village itself was about 100 yards across, so you could set down a football field inside of it. About 200 people probably lived here during the Oliver time period, again about 700 to 900 years ago.
Our zones is like on soil colors and textures, like if it has more clay or more silt, more sand. Organics can cause the dirt to be a little more darker than other soils. Charcoal content, all that stuff adds into how we separate zones. But then screening is the main separation. We also do like flotation samples, but we don't do those out here. We have a flotation machine. We put all of our soil in, and then we just flow water through it, and then we just have all the pebbles and artifacts and sand that's left over. We put all of the dirt we dig out through 1/4-inch screen, and that's our separation. Anything that goes through there we don't worry about, which we do. Little flakes and bone fragments will go through, but all we're interested in are the bigger artifacts. And even then, like, stuff we get in this 1/4-inch screen are really small. Like, you'll get little pea-sized shards that don't really tell you much, but how much stuff was in the dirt.